bathroom with the fan on. I'm so sorry about that. This is honestly the best I can do. I was like, I really want to film today. I skipped last week, and I'll kind of a little bit get into why I skipped last week. But I skipped last week for kind of like the same reason. We're doing a lot of construction right now in the house, and it's loud, and also there's not like a good place that has privacy, like at all. So right now I have to sit in my bathroom. This is like my vanity that I just barely did my makeup at this morning. So over here is like my walk-in closet thing, and then behind you guys is like a washer dryer. Skylight is giving us some sun, otherwise there's no sun here. And that's like the room tour. So we're not filming in front of my couch, much to your chagrin, but I thought this would be better than nothing, because last week I hadn't figured out that I could sit here in the bathroom and talk to you guys. It's just not convenient to film in an open space. Like I have a loft, and like a loft bedroom. It's a 2-story house, and you go up the stairs, then all of a sudden there's my bedroom. It's like a very spacious, it takes up the entire like floor of the house, so it's an open kind of concept thing, but it's not very good for like if you actually need some privacy. So I negotiated a wall with my dad, and he's built like half of it, and it just takes a little bit of time to put it in. So there's a wall and there's sheetrock, and it's all mudded in, and we just gotta put the door in, and then I have privacy. But until then, I either need to find some pockets of time where I'm by myself, or I need to film and talk to you in the bathroom. So things are a little bit different than they used to be, and I think that's just the way it is. I'm just getting used to it. I just hadn't figured that out for last week. But honestly, last week I was kind of like busy with my extra responsibilities of being home as well. Funny enough, when you're halfway across the country and you can't really help anybody, people don't ask you to do things. But when you're just down the road, people ask you to do things. And I thought that I would be a good sister, and I would help my brother with something that he was stressed about. He was stressed about dealing with his little girl's costume. She was gonna be Elsa for Halloween last week. They went trick-or-treating. I don't know why last week instead of today, because today is actually Halloween, but they did. Anyways, you don't care about that, I don't care about that, but he needed my help last week, and it was just too late to film. So anyways, I didn't say hi to you guys. I wanted to, but I was being a good sister. I guess I hadn't been being a bad sister, but it's like a little bit different if you can actually help the stress of your loved ones, because you can do something in person. So it was super simple. It was just like putting like the wig cap on, and putting like the little Elsa wig with her like long braid and like everything, helping her with the costume. And then my poor brother, who was like, I watched some YouTube videos and I just didn't get it, and he like, I could tell that he was like super stressed. So I was like, I'll just go help you, it'd take like 2 seconds. So that was nice. So I guess I needed to tell you that, because it's like I'm adjusting to like how this is. Like I used to just be able to film whenever I wanted and have it set up how I wanted, and I wouldn't have to really like think about, okay, use this afternoon, make this, because I used to just do everything by feel. Like if I wanted to tell you something that I'd thought about, like I would just turn on the camera and I'd just like talk about something. It's sort of not like that, and it takes like the magic out of things. It's like, okay, I have this pocket of time, and maybe like I'm not in the mood, and so I feel like that's when art meets time slots, and that's when it gets kind of like work, or it gets kind of like contrived, and I don't super love that. So like last week I just couldn't figure it out. I just couldn't figure out like a time where I could, and then I wanted to. When those powers combine, that meant that like I would make a nice video for you guys, or at least try. And before it was like really like, I'm just kind of saying like I understand why more people don't do this. I understand why more people don't, they just don't have it just doesn't fit. Like, I don't know if you can hear like the sawing of the wood downstairs. Like, it just doesn't fit into like life, you know what I mean? I don't have to revolve around too much, but it's still like kind of crazy for me versus what I've been doing for like the last 4 years, and it made me really appreciate my life before. I guess is why I'm trying to like say stuff like this. Like, I appreciated my solo kind of like on my own lone wolf kind of life for my expression and my creativity and my alone time and thinking about things for however long and however uninterrupted that I wanted. But like, I think if I was like a, you know, any other type of YouTuber, I feel like this would be really, really difficult. This would be really difficult if this was my job during this period of my life where things are really chaotic and I don't even have a door to my room, so, or like a place to like just go to where it's quiet. So I figured it out this week. That was the longest version of like, hey, this is why we're filming in my bathroom. But I feel like it's just real. I wanted to talk to you about like the transition between like, I didn't have that many family responsibilities to like, I kind of have a lot. I didn't have a lot of uninterrupted time, and now I have a lot of interrupted time. It's good, you know, but it's also like, there's always balances and stuff to like the opposite sides of things. It's just, I just notice it because I lack what I used to have abundance of, and vice versa, right? I used to lack a lot of in-person talking time. Like, I used to, like, whenever I would visit my friends or my friends would visit me in person, my voice would be like sore because I didn't used to talk to people for that long. Like, when I first moved home here, for like the first week or so, my vocal cords were really, really tired because I wasn't used to interacting all day with another person. I worked from home, I worked by myself, I never really had to talk on the phone, and whenever I did talk on the phone, it was like for an hour or something, and then I was silent or I sang. You know, it's like different than like talking all day, like interacting with people all day when you live with someone. So I wasn't used to that, and so like I'm just picking up on the little things that like my old life, or call it my old life, and then my like current life, right? There's, I don't know, my mind is always like comparing and contrasting, and not even in a bad way. It's just like, this is what I have to talk to you about, that's that I'm noticing. So I'm trying to be of use to people while I'm in person. So that's why I helped my brother instead of making a YouTube video. I felt like I'd helped enough strangers, or I'd tried to help enough strangers for a lot of different Fridays, and then my brother needed my help for this one Friday. And I was like, you guys can wait, sorry. It was nice to see his like relief, like the relief of his face. I remember him saying like, I didn't want to ruin Halloween. Like, he was worried that he was gonna ruin Halloween because he like didn't really, you know what to do with the costume, and he's like, I was worried I was gonna ruin Halloween. And like, when your kids are young, like Halloween's pretty like important to them, right? Like, that's when like they care about going trick-or-treating, and they care about, I don't know, I remember being a kid and that was pretty important and fun. And yeah, so like, he didn't want to ruin Halloween, and I was just like, I could see the relief happen as he was like watching me help her. Like, that's, if you know me, like, I don't do that, right? So like, I'm way outside my comfort zone. Like, I'm not a real like, hey, here's some kids, go play with them kind of thing. But like, I tried for my brother, and I honestly try for like any of my friends that have kids, but I tried for my brother because I was like, there's only going to be a certain amount of time that you're here, so you need to help when you can. So that was my thing. So I also wanted to like put a little distance between like my last video and this video, because like the topic that I talked about, like I didn't know when a turning point would come. It's difficult to talk about something as private as like a new relationship or a potential relationship, or like some sort of, it's easy to talk about like Tinder dates that are like that mean like nothing, but when it's like it could mean something or whatever, you don't want to just be like, hey, this is how it's going, and then like, you know, what if that person like watches, and like it's kind of like awkward to have like an update every single week about that. Like I definitely don't want to do that, but I want to talk about the general gist of like, this is what I'm learning about this transition of dating, because I talked about dating in a different perspective for a really long time when it was going basically nowhere. It was fun and I was learning a lot, and I told you about the things that I was learning, but like I feel like this is kind of like a new thing for me to like go slower. And I wanted to like see if I was just being ridiculous, and most of the time I am being ridiculous, but I also wanted to see if I was being like observant of like the obvious. So we've put 2 weeks in between time of the last video where I was confused by the slow burn dating, which I kind of still am, to be for real. But like I've decided that, here's what I've decided. I've decided to give a get to know you a chance, like a slow get to know you. And like I don't know if I'm steering that ship. I don't think I am. I think I'm matching energy, if that makes sense. Like, okay, you want to go slow, I'll go slow. Like, let's just see how that goes. And it's enjoyable, and I'm having more fun than I was a couple of weeks ago. So I'm tired. I'm tired, you guys. I'm like eternally tired. Honestly, it doesn't help that it's pouring for like forever here. Okay, so I'm gonna go on my 3rd date. I've been challenging myself and like baking like really extraordinary things. Like I made pumpkin puree for like pumpkin muffins, like from scratch, from like a pumpkin that Renee had given me that her mom grew in her garden. So I felt really good about that. Like I made something very much from scratch, like even the vanilla beans or whatever. My friend had given me vanilla beans, and it was just like, I don't know, it was just like such a like a all the ingredients were, it was like the ingredients themselves were made with love, and then I made something with love to give to somebody that I potentially want to try to love, right? Like that's what you hope for on like a romantic date or whatever. We're still in the like the get to know you phase, but I've been trying to like challenge myself technically to keep my mind like sharp, but also to like contribute to like I'm spending time on him and I'm showing him my effort by like baking these things, because like I don't really know what else to do. It's like my one contribution here, and it's like it's practical. Like dudes get hungry, here you go. I made you something. He was like the first date that I've ever like brought something to. Like I made him like cupcakes, and I made him like with the frosting from scratch. I made Italian buttercream frosting, and I just like how it feels. Honestly, I just like how it feels. It feels oddly comfortable, but like annoyingly comfortable, and then it feels strange, and it feels like too slow, but it also feels like I don't know this person at all, but it also feels like I could talk to this person forever. It's very strange, and I'm just kind of like not really thinking too much about it. I'm just kind of doing. So I wanted to tell you I was really excited about like challenging myself, because I need that amongst like this new chaos. It's like I need to keep my mind sharp, so that's why I like technical baking, and then I give it to him, and that, like, you know, I don't know why I'm telling you all this random stuff, but to me this all makes something nice. The fact that it took so long to make that vanilla, like I'd been letting that vanilla steep in that vodka or rum. I have 2 vanillas going. My friend gave me enough beans, my lovely friend gave me enough beans to make 2 different vanillas. So the vanillas were made with rum, local rum or local vodka from the 2 different places that I lived. And so it was like kind of like bringing the 2 different places that I lived in to like this house where I cook in the kitchen. The kitchen has never been cooked in before, and I don't know, while I was cooking my little baked goods for my person that I go on a date with, my dad was like almost like moved to like tears, because he was like, he remembers when we were so poor that like this whole thing, this whole house, this whole like just like baking in this grand kitchen or whatever, was like a pipe dream, like not even a pipe dream, like just couldn't even fathom that. And it's just like a little like pocket of bliss. And to like, so that's what I'm trying to say, like it's chaos, and it's like things that I don't like to get used to, but it's like also like on the opposite side of that, it's like working through this chaos thing, and then, you know, making cupcakes that are really appreciated by somebody, like trying to build something with somebody. But also in the background, like it makes me happy knowing that I've used these things that I've taken so much care to make. Like I'm physically making a cupcake, but like also I'm bringing everything that I've worked on for like the past years by myself into this opportunity, me, myself, but also literally the ingredients. The ingredients have been steeping for like years in this thing that I've like purposely chosen, you know, the good ingredients, the local rums, the local vodka mixed with this, mixed with love, right? It just makes it so like it's special, and I'm trying to like share it with somebody. I try and define special, so it's different than just like, ooh, this person's hot, I'm just going to go on a date with him and see if I can screw him. Like it's very different. It's like choosing to share the things that I hoarded. Like I hoard the special parts of me, and I don't show those to most people on dates or really ever, and I elect to share them because this is nicer and this is different. So yeah, that's that. I like that. I'm sharing my special things with him, but it also makes my dad happy, and it makes, you know, me happy, and like the background process of just like watching somebody create something from love. I don't know, I thought that was nice. When my dad told me that he like almost like was brought to tears, like just like kind of like watching me cook up my little storm. I made like a freaking mess, a gigantic mess when I was making the pumpkin puree and like everything. I think I was playing classical music. I was playing classical music because when I was in the South and Renee visited me, we would listen to classical music while we were eating our fancy breakfast together. And so I'm taking little parts of everything that kept me happy in the times where like I was by myself, right? My friend would send me beans. Renee would like put on the classical. I'm like bringing all of this together, and this is like the product that I give to somebody else. But also like the work that I've worked on myself, and giving this to somebody else. I don't think people know like how much effort that you give when you're meeting somebody kind of like at their best, at least not their worst, right? Like it just like thinking about this way just makes you so appreciative of the people that are also like contributing to your life in a positive like way. like all the work that they had to do, or all the continued work that they are doing, right? It's like they continuously try to meet you at a place of positive, and that's like some I feel like that should be acknowledged for some reason. I never really thought about it until like I'm making this video, but like just broken down, I was like, yeah, that's what I'm giving him. And like that's, you know, why it feels so nice to like make this technical thing. But like honestly, I just did it because I was trying to contribute something nice, and for him to like not think that I was just like this run-of-the-mill kind of girl. Like I wanted to show my effort. If we were gonna take it slow, what else am I gonna do, right? Like, so I'll make you some cupcakes made with love, as corny and dumb as that sounds. But I have to tell you something else that's corny and dumb that I'm almost a little bit like ashamed of, but not really. But here's the thing, like I never call people. I don't call Renee, I don't call my friends. I sometimes call, like I used to call like my dad, like FaceTime my dad, but that was because I knew, like, you know, time is running out, my dad's not always going to be around, and so I was conscious of that. Like I have to put more effort in. Not that like my other friends were like gonna like live forever, but I just, you know, in my head I was like, okay, you have to put more effort into like reaching out if there's like, in my head, not as much time. So anyways, for whatever reason, I am a type of person that just like, if you want to talk to me and you tell me that you want to talk to me, I'll talk to you. Like I will love that. But like I will almost never put any effort into like reaching out because I'm busy doing my own things, and I'd just rather be doing my own things unless you tell me that you want to like talk with me, and then I will love to talk to you. I will drop everything and love to talk to you. So I'm just kind of weirdly like that. But here's the thing, I actually call him. If I look in my call log, we're long distance from each other, so if I look in my call log, like I call him, I don't know, over 60% of the time that we have talks, and I'm just like, ew, who am I? Like what does this mean? So I'm doing things all weird, but it doesn't feel weird. That's the thing, it doesn't feel weird. If it felt like ew, or if it felt like I was becoming like a different person, like I'd probably be telling you that, and I was like, you know, like really like mad at myself or something. But it just feels like very natural to do this, and even from the first time, like I've never just like, you know, pushed call on somebody which sounds really stupid, but that's true. I let other people call me, so, and it's not because I'm bored. Like I'm not bored, I don't even have time to like, you know, do the things that I used to do. So it's not a matter of being bored, it's a matter of like recognizing that like here's an opportunity, and I genuinely want to make use of them. I don't know. I don't know what that means, probably nothing, but I'm just noticing these little changes in like who I am to the world, who I am to my family, who I am to this person, who I am to like myself, right? I got to be selfish for a very long time, and I think that that was rather useful, but I'm trying to be helpful, and that requires some selflessness. Not that I don't know what that's like, I knew plenty of what that was like, but I'm just trying to be, like I said last time, like more sweet and more kind and more soft. So yeah. I don't know. I'm just trying it, and I'm just saying, I just want to like be proud of the process. Like I feel like I am proud of the process of whatever I've been doing. Like I tweaked it to where I was proud of my process to myself. I didn't care if you were proud of me with like how I was dating before, how I was living before, or whatever. but like I just feel a difference, and I want to be proud of this process. Like I always want to do things to like the best of my abilities, like, but like when I choose to be in somebody's life, I really want to be supportive in like the ways that like feel good to people, but it also has to feel good to me, and I feel like this allows for that, if that makes sense. I don't know if I'll be able to film in my bedroom next week because I have a door, but root for me to have a door and I will root for you to have a safe and happy Halloween. So thank you guys for listening to my weird babbly, like maybe slightly romantic ideas about stuff. Gross, but also kind of nice. I don't know. Yeah. Okay, bye.